in my very first psychology class, I learned something. I heard this story that I have never been able to forget. I'm going to tell you something that sounds impossible. It's not, but it's going to explain why you keep ending up where you do. In my very first psychology class, my professor was teaching us about hypnosis. And what she showed that room, I still think about till this day. And honestly, my life changes. Sometimes I forget about it, but my life changes as soon as I remember. What if I told you that your mind can make your body bleed with no wound? Okay? Stay with me now, because this is about you more than you think. So this was a professor in the 1960s. She was giving a lecture. She asked for 2 volunteers. And what she was going to do is put them under hypnosis, right? So one student, she put him under hypnosis. And what she told him was, I am going to tickle you with a feather. Once I start tickling you with a feather, you can go ahead and laugh. Let me know when it becomes just like too much and you can't take it anymore. What she was really doing was touching him with a red hot poker. He didn't see the red hot poker. She held out the red hot poker for everyone to see. And she held it in front of him. She said, do you see the feather? And he said, yes. She said, okay, I'm going to touch you on your hand with the feather. And she had him hold out his hand, and she was touching him with the red hot poker. And he was laughing and laughing until he couldn't take it anymore. He's like, okay, stop. And then she asked him to hold out his hand, and he had nothing on his hand. Then she asked him to sit down. Then with the other student, she told him that she was going to put a long, sharp, thin needle through his hand. But what she was really doing was just tickling him with a feather in the middle of the palm of his hand. And so she asked him to hold out his hand. And she said, when you cannot take the pain anymore, please let me know. I'm going to start now. And she held out the feather and she showed everyone. She showed it to him. She said, do you see this needle? And he said, yes. So he held out his hand and she started to tickle him with the feather, and he was acting like it was freaking killing him. Killing him. Okay? Hold on. Here it comes. And guess what happened? She asked him to sit down, and his hand started to bleed. His hand was bleeding from her tickling him with the feather. There was no needle. When she took them out of hypnosis and she told the guy that it was only a feather, right? Let me go back to the red hot poker. When she took him out of hypnosis, he had nothing on his hand, even though she touched him with the red hot poker. He had nothing on his hand. And she told him too, that she touched him with the red hot poker, then a blister started to appear on his hand. Their physical body was responding to what they believed happened to them. They were not responding to what was real. They were responding to what they were believing. So what does this have to do with you? You are responding to your beliefs. You're responding to your beliefs. And in many situations, it's not what's really happening. It's what you are choosing to respond to, what you are believing about you. So if you're believing like, oh, this always happens to me, things never go right for me, I'm always the bad guy, or I'm not chosen, then you are going to respond to that belief. I don't know where it became cool to not be confident, to always be humble, to not believe in the best case scenario, but you have been hypnotized and you don't even know. You have been hypnotized to believe that you are not chosen, and your life, your reality is showing you that according to what you believe. Because your belief is what's driving the rest of what you're experiencing, the rest of what you're going to experience. So your relationships, your money, your business, the situations you keep finding yourself in, the day you change your story is the day your outcome starts to change. All of the outcomes start changing. Your mind is already doing this. What you have to choose now is what story you're going to start allowing yourself to believe moving forward in order for things to change. The only question is, what are you going to tell it now? What are you going to choose to believe moving forward?